I gotta go to Walmart after this. And these people gonna be like, why is she all glammed up? But you know what? Maybe I'll find my bait out. Hey, okay. Hey y'all, it's Shantavia, aka Shay from Obedience Podcast, and welcome back to another episode of Intentionally Shay. Alright y'all, so Valentine's Day is this Sunday, and if you're like me, you don't have a date, you're single, you're waiting on your bae. So I wanted to talk to you guys about what you can do during this time. So how many of you single ladies out there have a checklist for what you think would be the perfect man for you? No? Keep watching, sis. How many ladies out there have a list, but as soon as they see somebody that's easy on the eyes, they forget about that list completely? Yeah? Keep watching, sis. And how many of you ladies out there have made your list out according to what you want in a man, and every single time you meet someone, you have to tell them, to the left, to the left? Yeah? Well, definitely keep watching, sis. In today's episode of Intentionally Shay, we are talking about making your what I want in a man list. I like to call it my Baelist. So I'll be talking about 3 reasons why you need to make a Baelist, and then I'll show you guys me making my Baelist. But right now we're going to jump into those 3 reasons why you need to make a Baelist. So let's go. So the first reason you need to make a Baelist is because it's going to save your time, it's going to save your mind, and it's going to save your effort. So picture this. Have you ever gone to the grocery store without a list, and let's also add on top of that, you're hungry, and you go into the store and you start to pick up everything. Everything looks good in that store. You're just picking. You're not even looking at the price. You're not even looking at if it's healthy. You're just picking it up. You're just picking it up. And then when you leave the grocery store, you have gotten everything out of the store except the main thing that you needed to go to the store for. Going into dating without a list is just like the example I provided. So you go out in the dating store without your list, and you're real thirsty because you've been single for a long time, and you walk into that store and every man in that store looks good, and you're just grabbing, you're just taking whoever will come up to you. So you're not looking at if it's healthy for you, and you're not looking at the price that you're going to pay. You're just grabbing, okay? That is dangerous because you can pick up a defective item. And a lot of times, that's what we do. We pick up defective items in the dating store. So now you're getting to know this defective person. So now you're wasting your time because it's a defect. You're going to have to return it. Secondly, you're wasting your mind because you're having to deal with the defective part of that person. And then third, once you realize that, hey, this is a defect, I don't want it, you waste your effort because once you realize that they are a defect, you have to go back to the store again and start dating all over again. That's not the life we want, sis. It's ghetto out here in these dating streets. Trust me. It's so ghetto. Like, it's entanglements out here, situationships, and then the worst of it all, oh, that's just my best friend. Girl, what? That's not the life you want. Creating your list sets your standards. And that's why it's so important for us to make a list prior to going out there into dating, because now we have our list of standards that will keep us away from all 3 of those. And it helps you determine who you will and won't date, what you will and won't accept, or lastly, what you are open to or not open to. I hope that made sense. So without this list, you're literally going into the dating world completely blind, and you can fall into anything or fall for anyone without this list, this standard of things that you want in a man, or this standard of what you want out of dating. And I am a firm believer in that men will allow you to do whatever they can do to you if you don't set your standard. So Philippians 4:6 tells us, by prayer and petition, make your specific request known to God. It's in the book, girl. It's in the book. So Philippians 4 and 6 is used a lot for anxiety, but I remember I was studying it one day and the word petition just stuck out to me as all I could see. And I just remember zoning in on that word and just really thinking about petition. And petition is a list. And the Amplified version, like I just said, says make your specific requests known to God. So girl, get specific on your list. But we have to remember it also says by prayer and petition. So you definitely want to pray about it, and that's going to take us into our second reason why you need to make a list. So the second reason why you should make a Baelist is because it gives you a list to submit to God. So this is a very important step because it's you allowing God into your situation and you're saying, your will, God, not mine. So Proverbs 16 and 9 says, the heart of man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps. So you definitely want to allow God in to establish your steps. And this will help you not waste time, girl. This will help you not waste time. Trust me, I have been in situations and relationships that God didn't tell me to be in. And sis, that ain't what you want. It's not what you want. And also, submitting your list to God allows God to change some of the desires that's on your list if it does not match up to what his desires he needs you to have. So Philippians 2 and 13 says, for it is God who works in you to will and to act in order to fulfill his good purposes. So for example, if you have on your list someone who is a Dapper Dan type dude, and you want him all dressed up, you want him to have the nice clean cut suit with the hat or the bow tie, that's the type of dude that you want. But God knows that he has a mechanic for you in your future. Then he may make all things look real good to you, girl. So that's what I mean when I say he will change your desires to fit what he has for you. And then the last reason why you do want to submit your list to God is because he can reveal things to you while you're submitting that list to him. He may show you things that you need to add to your list, or he may show you someone who meets your list. Or he may even reveal some things that you need to work on within yourself before your special someone will be presented to you. So it is definitely important to submit that list to God. But if you don't have a list to submit to God, how are you going to do it? So that is why number 2 is important, because it allows us to submit our list to God. Okay. So the last reason you should make a Baelist is because it gives you a why. Stick with me. I know you're like, what, girl? Huh? Stay with me, girl. Stay with me. If you hold up that person against your list, and it's no way that you can be like, okay, I'm going to stay with you. Like, it gives you your why of why you should leave. So to give you an example to make it plain, I remember in my last relationship, my ex and I communicated horribly. Not like fussing and fighting, like we rarely spoke to one another. Like it was a lot of text messages and that's it. We never really talked on the phone. We never really FaceTime. The text messages were never really in detail. And then when we were in person, it was like not like this deep, fulfilling conversation. And I knew pretty quickly that that was a problem. But everything else was good, But that's a must for me. I would have never been happy in that situation because of our communication, no matter how good he was to me. If our communication never grew, I was never going to be happy. And so if I would have had my list at the time, then I would have saw, oh, this is a must. I can't deal with that. So this is why I'm leaving you. Instead, I just stayed in the situation and wasted so much of my time because, girl, that's another video for another day. But yeah. So you definitely want to make your list so you have your why. And then another point to it gives you your why is because when you do have to walk away from that person, you have your why of why you shouldn't be sad. So you don't meet what's on my list, and what's on my list I've submitted to God, and he's already promised me this amazing man. So if you don't meet everything that's on my list that God said was okay to be on my list, then I am a-okay with booting you out of my life because that's going to take me one step closer to my bae. Okay? So Proverbs 13:12 says, hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a dream fulfilled is a tree of life. So my hope in having my forever bae has been deferred because yes, our situation isn't going to work. So yeah, my hope is deferred for right now. But the B portion of that scripture where it says, but a dream fulfilled is a tree of life. So yeah, it's okay that for right now my hope is deferred because at the end of the day, I'm going closer to my forever bae because you're not going to make me happy. You're not the man that God has for me. So yeah, my hope can be deferred for a little while. But if I just keep my hope in God and stay focused on what he told me is for me, then man, when I get my forever bae, he's going to be a tree of life. Why do I need to be sad about you that's a switch tree when my forever bae is going to be an oak tree? I got no reason to be sad, okay? I don't want no switch tree. Cut down that switch. Oh, crap. So I've given you the 3 reasons why you should make a Baelist. So now let's get into how you make a Baelist. So the first thing you want to do is you want to create categories. So I have my Baelist right here that I'm going to refer to, and I'll also put it here on the screen for you guys. But my categories consist of family, character, desires, what we're going to be together, what he needs to be by himself, and of course, deal breakers. And you definitely want to include must. Now, what I did on my list is for my must, I put little stars beside those because I didn't want to do a whole section on must when a lot of my must were already in other sections. So that's why I just starred my must. So the second thing you want to do is you want to search for images on Google. So I spent one night just going through the list I had written down, and I found images to match that. It was either an image or a quote, and then I saved it on my PC. And one thing I want to point out is you definitely want to ensure that you get a picture or a quote for every single thing on your list because you don't want to skip out on anything. Because if you skip out on one thing, then that person that look real easy on eyes may come up to you and you check your list and then you don't see, oh, I need you to push me. And then you're in your relationship and he's like letting you sit on the couch all day, not saying anything to you. And then you wasted your time. You forgot that was on your list. So make sure you include everything that's on your list. The third thing you need to do is you need to find a platform that you are going to use to create your list. So you may just want to write your list. That may be fine. I'm a visual mind and images speak to me. So I created mine digitally. So I did use PicMonkey, but they have Canva, you can use PowerPoint, you can use Word, you can use Google Slides, Google Docs as well. There's a lot of free things that you can use as well to make your list. So we are on a budget, ladies, so keep that in mind. And that's pretty much it. Once you got all your images, just start creating. Make it appeasing to you. Like no one else has to see your list. So I'm the only one that's going to be looking at it. So I didn't think about making it cute for someone else. So definitely do it according to what you want. Okay. So you know why you need to make your list. You know how to make your list. Now I want to talk about why I chose to make it digital. So if you watched our vision board episode, Ashley and I showed you guys footage of us making our vision board for 2021. And if you caught in that video, I did hang that vision up above my desk so I could look at it every single day. I did not choose to do the same thing with this list here, and I did that intentionally. So there's 2 reasons why I chose to make this particular list or board, whatever you want to call it, why I chose to make it digital and not physical. So the first reason why I chose to make it digital is because right now I'm focusing on my purpose. God didn't purpose in my life right now for me to be a wife or be in a relationship, because if he did, I would be in one right now. But I'm not married. I'm not in a relationship. So all I know what he told me to do is focus on Obedience Podcast and this ministry, and that's what I'm doing right now. If I have a board up of what I want in a mate, it's just gonna make me lean closer and closer and closer to that board, and that's not even what he purposed for me in this moment. So yes, I do desire to be married. I do desire to have kids, but I cannot make that my sole purpose, because what I need to be doing in my waiting is what he purposed for me before I get married, which is work on Obedience Podcast. If I'm truly focusing on this list that I made, then have I really given my words to God? I did want to read Matthew 6:33. Y'all probably have heard this time and time again on Obedience Podcast, but it does say, seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. So in this scripture, it's telling me seek the kingdom, seek his righteousness. So I need to get closer to my kingdom people. I need to move my kingdom people forward. With Obedience Podcast, I'm moving the kingdom forward. So I need to focus on what he told me to focus on and not strictly focus on my desires. I need to fall more in love with God every single day. And then my desires will be given to me. I'm going to be deep in my purpose, deep focusing on my purpose, and then boom. Hey, babe. He just going to pop up. But my pastor said you got to get there before you get there. So I already got my list prepared. So when I get there and he's in front of me, I can check my list real quick and be like, okay. Oh, you match everything. Hey, babe. And then the second reason, and I feel like this was the most important reason why I decided to make it digital, is because I don't want to make an idol out of my list. Like I said before, I've already submitted my list to God, and me sitting there staring at that list every single day, is it really me submitting that list to God or submitting my worries to him? Is that really what it is? Or is that me making an idol out of what's on my list? I'm more focused on something that he didn't even tell me to do right now, if I'm looking at that list every single day. So I chose to make it digital because I only need to look at it when it's time for me to look at it. So like I said, if I meet someone and I need to check my list, I can go to my phone and check my list real quick and make sure they are aligning to my list. I don't need to see it every day because I'm not out here dating every single day. When someone asks you on a date, check your list. When someone looks cute to you on Instagram, check your list. You don't need to constantly have it in front of you because you will make an idol out of it. So going back to my store example, you only need to pull out your list when you're at the store. But yeah, that's all that I have for you guys today. I try my best not to make this video long because I just wanted to get my 3 reasons why you needed to make a Baelist out. I just wanted to encourage all my single ladies out there, instead of waiting in pity or being sad that you're single, wait in expectation. Write your list out for what you want. Submit that list to God and give him time to work within your heart to change desires if he needs to change those, to tell you the things to add to your list, to tell you things you need to take off of your list, and to also hear God. He may speak to you about your list while you're praying to him about your list. So it is a great way to wait in expectation and not wait in pity. There is beauty in waiting, y'all. Going back to Proverbs 13:12, where it says, hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a dream fulfilled is a tree of life. Just think about when your forever babe comes and he matches everything on that list. It also reminds you of the promises that God has fulfilled in your life and how good he is. And it encourages me, like when I'm sad and I'm thinking, oh, I don't have a date this year, or I just want a date. I want to be taken out. I want somebody to talk to. When I look at my list, it's like, girl, you can be dating someone right now, but they don't match your list. So why are you sad? You want to waste your time with that person? Just wait, girl. Wait patiently. So I hope I got my points across good. I don't know. Comment down below and tell me some things that you will be adding to your list. And if you already have a list made, tell me some things that's on your list. And don't forget to like this video if you haven't already. And then don't forget to subscribe to our channel and then hit that bell notification so you are notified every single time we upload. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media accounts. They should be on your screen right now. And then if you do have any prayer requests, be sure to send those to obediencepodcast@gmail.com. And then also don't forget that we do have a Facebook Live group that is going to be in the description box as well. So come enjoy life with us. Maybe on Valentine's Day we'll have a little live chat and chill with everybody that's single. We're going to make the best of this Valentine's Day, guys. Alright, so that's all I have for you guys on this episode of Intentionally Shay. But until next time, as always, be obedient. Okay.